Okay, we are live on YouTube right now. Good afternoon, everyone. So thank you a lot for coming this immersion. Thank you, Luis, Eleni, Diego, and Lucas. So guys, I'm Ayla, and we are here for another English immersion on the Talk and Talk platform. Today, we are going to talk about a difficult topic, at least for me, but it's a topic very relevant. Um, Actually, I choose this subject because right now the COP or COP 30 is taking place here in my city, Belém, and also because it's quite a challenge for me and I think for everyone to fight these climate issues. But before we start to answer the questions, guys, as usual, I need to remind you all that I'm not an English teacher. I'm just a language learner. And this is not a class, it's a friendly space where we can practice in English together in a real welcome environment, right? So now let's start with our personal introductions. I'll go first. As I said, I live in Belém. I've been studying English since 2020, and I'm here to improve, to develop more my English skills. So, and I work as a public servant, and I married. I have one daughter. Um, and in my free time, I like study languages, and I like listen to podcasts, listen to music. It makes me feel well, relaxed, and appreciate it. Good moments with my family, friends. So yeah. And okay, now, what about you, Elaine? Could you please introduce yourself for us?
Hello, my name is Helene. I live in Salvador. I'm Laura. I working online. I like to travel, go to the beach. I also like read, watch movie, studying in learning new thing. My plan is to more learn English and travel to Canada for 6 months. My dream is to have a small house, a car, a family, and to travel to you to touch me.
Very good. Thank you, Elaine. Luis, please.
Good afternoon, guys. My name is Luis. I'm 45 years old. I live in the most beautiful city in the world called Campo Grande, Mato Grosso do Sul. Um, Currently, I am a data professional. I work with data, and in my spare time, I love to learn about music. I love to play different instruments. I love to watch bad movies, and I love strange music as well. And I love outside activities like fishing, camping, motorcycle rides, and it's, uh, it's this about me, guys. Thanks for.
Very good, Luis. Thank you. Lucas, please, your turn.
Oh, hello YouTube, hello guys, good afternoon again. My name is Lucas Brizola, but you call me Brizola. I am 29 years old and I'm from Sorocaba, is the countryside of São Paulo, Brazil. I am single, without kids, on a special company of my four-leg babe. In my free time, I love watching movies and the series, listen to music, and I really like dance, especially forró and the techno brag. I really like, and I like read books, especially suspense and horror, which is my favorite genres. I am passionate about cooking, especially create new dessert recipes. Professionally, I've been working in recruitment and selection with a focus on technology for over 10 years. And what else? In February of this year, I started studying English at the TALKNTALK. I started first crash, and every day I'm moving closer to my main goal, becoming fluent and more and more confident English. Yeah, that's it. Thank you, Ayla. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Lucas. And Diego, please.
Oh, for sure. Hello, everyone. As you can see, my name is Diego. I'm 39 years old. I'm living near to Lucas Brizola in Campinas, near to São Paulo capital too, countryside of São Paulo state. I have been here on TNT since 2021. I'm a host here too. I have my immersion on Mondays, 1 p.m. I work as Luis with data, but in a, I don't know, I think that's in a different field. I work as a data analytics director in a marketing and advertise agency. I work with numbers, but with people too. It's a mix between numbers and the behaviors. Okay.
Okay.
It's a pleasure to be here with you guys to study and to not to study, but to know more things and to discuss this topic. I'm so glad.
So, thank you, Diego. Okay, I think now we can start. Luis, could you start? Could you read and start discussing the question number one, please?
Sure. Question number one. What is climate change and why is it important? Why? It's a very difficult topic for me because I live in a very countryside environment, a very natural things. And I think that climate change is important, but I think that has a lot of bias in this topic, you know. So I think that we need to talk about this topic with a very a, a lot of caution and preparation because I think that this topic is very useful, but very politicized, no? And we need to take care and how to talk. But I think that's important. It's important to take care about our environment, about our natural resources, but in a direct way, in a true way, not only about uh, speeches and more speeches, and in the end of the war, in the end of the day, nothing change. No, something like that. But I think that's important.
Yeah, I think it's important because our life is affected by climate change, so and for example, in my city, guys, the temperature is higher. Uh, it's incredible. So and people suffer a lot, and the other questions is affected economy, health, nature, animals. So I don't know. Anyway, the future of the planet, and it's not only a local problem; it's a worldwide uh, issue. So yeah, I think because this, we should talk, we should pay attention more and take care of this issue more. So yeah, okay, thank you, Luis, for sharing. Eleni, and you, could you share your opinion, please?
My opinion, climate change means teite e jet meme they happy because of pollution from car factory in the country it is important because it change the weather and can hurt people's animals and the nature.
Yeah, very good. And in your city, Eleni, could you share something that you notice about the climate change over the years? Maybe if the weather is hotter, mais quente, like here, or maybe colder.
Eu falar em português. Hoje estava mais frio que o normal
Mhm.
em Salvador. Tá meio louco.
Yeah, it's
Era para
crazy.
estar hot e não tá hot.
Yeah, the weather gets crazy, so it's incredible. I totally agree. He's the same. Okay, thank you, Eleni. And Diego, could you share your opinion with us, please?
Okay, sure. I agree with you guys, with Eleni, and especially with Luis, because it's a hard topic. We need a lot of informations to discuss well this, not in a, I don't know, in a layer of just common sense. Okay, it's people all we our generation start to study and start to think about climate change. I think that's so important. Try to understand more and especially um, try to find some solutions for this issue. But the discussion is not so easy because we have different kinds of impacts on the world around the world. In Brazil, you have one. We have another one actually in the north of Europe with the conflict between Russia and Ukraine, for example. People restart to buy energy from, I don't know, carbon energy. This is the bad kind of energy on the world because they don't have gas more because we have some situations with Russia and this kind of stuff. Okay, and there is a different problem there that we have right now here in Brazil. In Brazil, we have a different ones. We have the best source of energy of the world is water energy. We have, I don't know, 90% of water energy here, but energy is not a problem for us. But we have a lot of factories put smoke on the air, hard metals on the air, on the rivers. Yes, and it's difficult for us. And sometimes here in Brazil, we are discussing and we are receiving informations, for example, from ONU, from different countries. And sometimes we don't have our own way to talk about climate changes. And it's crazy because sometimes the year are so hot, and in the next year is not hot, but it's colder. And oh, it's not just about, I don't know, warm and the increase of temperatures. Okay, it's about the man start to go inside and in the middle of nature, start to cut off the trees, start to pollute, I don't know this verb in English, the rivers and the seas. Okay, it's very difficult, but answer the and finish the question, I think that's so important for us try to see this problem eyes in eyes. Okay, in front of us is so important. That's my opinion.
So very good, Diego. Thank you for sharing. And totally agree. I think there are a lot of issues and different perspectives from different countries. So human activities, pollution. So yeah, I think yeah, let's go because there are a lot more questions to talk more. So, Lucas, Lucas, what are your opinion, please?
Yeah, for me, it's so hard for me to explain details, but let's try. Climate change, I think, refer to longer-term shifts in global temperatures and the other patterns mainly caused by human activities, especially the burning of fossil fuels like coal. I don't know if it's correctly, carvão, oil, óleo,
Mhm.
and gas. I think these activities release greenhouse gases such as carbon, the I don't know pronunciation English, dioxide and methane. That trap heat in the uh, Terra atmosphere, leading to a gradual warming of the planet. I think it's important because it affects several aspects of life on Terra. Climate change leads to rising sea level, extreme others like droughts, floods, and the
Mhm.
hurricanes, loss of biodiversity, and the threats to food and the water supplies. It also impacts human health and the global economies. Yeah.
Very good. Thank you, Lucas. Lucas, I will continue with you. Could you start the question number 2?
Yeah. What are the effects of climate change on the planet? I think climate change has many serious effects on the planet, both environmental and social. Rising global temperatures cause heat waves and weather patterns, while the melting of glaciers and the polar ice caps leads to higher sea levels and co co flooding. Uh, Sorry, because the word is the first immersion do primeira vez que eu tô falando essas palavras.
So
Stream.
difficult.
Yeah, it's so hard to pronunciation. Streaming, I think streaming header events such as hurricanes, droughts, high fires, and storms are becoming more frequent and intense. This change also results in the loss of biodiversity as species struggle to survive due to habitat destructions and the temperature shifts. The oceans are warming and becoming more acid acid. Oh my God, acidic. Yeah, which harms marine life and the coral reef. Agriculture is also affected by change rainfall patterns and the stream adder reduce food productions and the water availability. Additionally, climate change increase health risks by causing related or illness worsening our pollutions and spreading the disease. Y- Yeah. Oh my God. I don't know if you understand my answer, but that is it.
Yeah, yes. A lot of examples, a lot of issues you said, so hard, so, and I think here in my city, there are a lot of rivers, and they are suffering a lot because animals and like fish a population who live from the river suffer a lot because the fishing uh, let's say are killed, mortos by the pollution, and or there is another situation so hard here about the extremely temperatures, and nowadays is getting common situation like droughts, secas, droughts, and wildfires. So it's terrible, guys, terrible because unfortunately, especially poor population, they start to move on their local because there is no more conditions to 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 survive. The yeah, there is a consequence uh, that affect not only not only for example I think the consequence involved peoples, animals, temperature and climate conditions, weather. So, and recently there was I think, flood, no, how can I say, vendaval, tornado, in the south of Brazil last week, and it was so dangerous. The situation is so dangerous, and yeah, so hard. A lot of effect. And what did you think about this, Luis?
Ayla, well, my opinion about this topic is not very popular, but it's what I believe. Well, my personal opinion. Well, climate change is real, but this has always changed through the earth, I believe. It's not only in our times. And I think that all these activities, solar activity, oceans patterns, volcanic activities, and all these kind of things has your roles. And I don't know if all this kind of happenings as what happened in the past is the main reason that infect the humans, the population. Like when someone said the heat wave is make people change their seats and kind of things. I do not believe in the first sight. I think that we need data to be sure what is real or not, because a lot of things that we have access in the press, in the news, I think this is not very accurate. So I think that's this is a balance between the world is what is, the climate change. I think that has different s- circles, cycles, and stuff like that. It's very hard topic for me.
Yeah, for me too. For me too. But I think I understood a little what you said. I agree in part that I know there is some people who use this situation as I don't know, how can I say, just to influence people because the politics, but and there is another side that I can notice, so when I can see, and no one said me, I can see some hard situation that it was so completely different from the past in my city, and I can see how people's life is affected by it, so, and I worried about this. I really worried because, and sometimes I'm afraid of, especially of disaster, uh, how can I say, some disaster because the high temperature or fear temperature. So yeah, it's uh, it's a reality. It's not a imagination. So so I understand that is someone can use it as a way to influence people. But there is another side when you can really see what is happening. Yeah, that's my opinion. It's so hard I confess it's hard to
Yeah,
talk.
it's very hard. For instance, in my city. My city is a small city in the middle of Brazil. When I was a child, every house has a lot of trees, and suddenly all houses start to have no trees, no green areas, kind of thing. So the temperature rises, you know.
Mhm.
But because I think that's a human actions, kind of things. But
Yeah. Okay, thank you for sharing, Luis. And Diego, what are your opinion, please?
Okay, we have a lot of effect if you are talking about the correct climate change. Okay, the the one that are uh, based, I think that's a correct word for this, on data, and especially in the observation of the nature. Okay, because we have some patterns. It's common during some time, some periods of time. We have a temperature increase, and sometimes you have a decrease of temperature. And this is common since the beginning of people started to, I don't know, to register the temperature. And it's important to understand that climate change is not just about temperature, okay? We have different ways to understand the climate change. One of them that's so important is about the rains, okay? The rains are so important. And the thing that Luis said before, the number of trees decrease in the big cities. Unfortunately, it's common walk around and I don't know, don't see any um, tree in the street. That's it's not common here, especially in Brazil. We have a huge forest here, and on the past is so common, and this can influence a lot when we talk about the rains. Okay, the rivers, and sometimes we see a lot of rain together, the storms, and um, I don't know the this huge amount of water, okay, from the sky, and sometimes we I don't know we pass some 3 months without one single drop of water came from sky. This is not common, okay. For me, this is one effect of climate change, not just I don't know temperature. And this effect for me is worse than temperature because without water, we can't do anything. Yes.
Yeah, very good, Diego. Thank you. Eleni, your turn, please. Would you share with us your opinion?
My opinion, se eu leve a reason, tenho a more stormy fraud e indifference. So me Animal lose their rooms. Tá bom.
No problem, no problem. So, Eleni, could you read eu continue with you, the, let me see, the number 3.
What can season do you to reduce the carbon footprint? Sei lá. Não sei se é assim que se pronuncia. My opinion was ride a bike stand off green, use less electrics, reciclage and raise string, at less meat e plant tree. Só.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think it's so difficult for us to accept this idea, So, but for example, here in my city, and I think probably in most of cities of Brazil, we have problem about to have an effective way to recycling and or save water, energy. So, and because this, I think there is one we should start by education. So, so when people is aware about this issue, especially to what I can do, I can do, like to reduce my over consume it, and because I can produce a lot of uh, trash, unnecessary trash, for example. So and you can create more and more pollution. So, and for me, it's more about this. And what did you think about this, Lucas?
For me, uh, they can start by using public transportations. I don't know if correctly, biking, bicicleta, walking, or carpooling instead of driving alone. At the home, people can save energy by turning off lights and electronics when not in use, using energy efficient appliances, and switching to renewable energy sources like solar panels. Reducing hasting is another important step. For example, recycling, reuse, reusing items, composting organic waste, and avoiding single-use plastic will make a difference, I think. Yeah.
Very good options, very good examples. So thank you, Lucas. And Diego, into what I
Okay,
do.
Elena and Lucas said everything about it. Okay, we have just some another ideas to talk about it. Here in Brazil, it's interesting think about it. Okay, we have the ethanol. Ethanol is one of the best um, fuels of the world in terms of green fuels. Okay, The biodiesel here is common too. But unfortunately, I don't know, we 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 couldn't export this technology to the world. People are thinking about electric cars, okay? Electric cars, unfortunately, they prejudice more the nature than ethanol. Make this research, guys, about it. I know because I'm used to work with Volkswagen, and I remember that we have a lot of lectures there about the CO5 emissions. Uh, CO5? I think that's CO5, no? CO5, I think so. I don't know. CO2, 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 and the platforms, for example, that the cars use in the past spend a lot of CO2 in the airs. But electric cars, it's a huge problem because you need use energy to um, fuel the battery. We need to build these batteries. We need to, I don't know, build a safe place to discard these batteries. And all these things are so problematic to the environment than just the fuel. And people are not thinking about it. For example, we talked before about the energy in Europe, okay? For example, in German, they have a law that in 2025, I think this year, or 2030, all the cars will be replaced for will be replaced in this case for electric cars. But they don't have wealth metrics of energy there. They need energy from gas, and they don't have gas right now because this gas came from Russia, or carbon energy that's so prejudicial to the environment. And another one is nuclear energy. That's so crazy because we can, I don't know, we can make bad things with nuclear energy. Okay, in my opinion, it's not the best, the worst one, but it's not the best too. And unfortunately, how can people uh, could be fuel the batteries with energy without a good energy? Okay, I don't know that if I'm clear because it's difficult to explain this in English and to discuss this, but um, and here in Brazil, we have, for example, ethanol. And unfortunately, it's common people saying, oh, I just put gas on my pump because on my car because ethanol is not so good. Guys, I used it a lot, ethanol, during my whole life. I think that's gas better, but it's, I don't know, ethanol is cheaper and good to the environment. And this is a good way, okay? Use more ethanol in our cars than other kind of a fuel.
So it's good to know because uh, we hear a lot, oh, electric cars, it's better. So, but there are other issues behind it.
Yes, I know
Yeah.
electrical engineer who used to work here at Siemens. It's a huge company here near to my city. And I'm talking with this guy. This guy said me that um, we have actually a huge necessity of energy here in Brazil, especially in the during the summer, because people use more air conditioner, people using more. Sorry, guys. Um, Refrigerators, this kind of stuffs, and with the electronic cars, unfortunately, our metrics of energy won't be able to, I don't know, to all of this demand for energy. And we will need another source of energy if we have a lot of electric cars here in Brazil. And sometimes we need to start with, I don't know, Angra 1 and Angra 2 to restart the nuclear plant
Mhm.
there, or try to buy energy from other countries. That's common, but it's so expensive, this kind of energy, when you buy from I don't know, Venezuela, Colombia, Peru, and these countries. And it's a problem to think about it. Okay, electric cars.
Yeah, very good. Thank you, Diego. Thank you for sharing. And Luis, please, your turn.
Yes, I totally agree about with everyone said before, and I will stay in the same arguments that Diego used before, and he says about very interesting topics about ethanol, and ethanol is innovation. You need to have more innovation options for the climate change issue. Because if you think about, like he said about the electric cars, I totally agree with you about he said, uh, because we have layers and layers of bias, political views in this discussion. But I do believe that we don't need more government, for instance, regulations for regular people. We need innovation and technology to make it to make real changes in our everyday life. I do believe in that because we need to have conscience about our acts. We as Brazilians, we see a lot of people who don't care about our environment, making throwing trash in a bad way, in a wrong way. And everyone make your part is basic. It's a basic principle. Uh, More than 50% of our problems with climate and environment issues will be resolved. I do believe in that. So I believe in innovation and uh, incentives for regular people, programs for educations, stuff like that.
Thank you,
Perfect.
Luis. And about the company, do you consider the company have an important role in protect the environment? The question number 4.
Yes, I believe, but let's catch an example for electric cars from China. China don't have one single law to not pollution, India, same thing. So how you will put responsibilities in these companies, you know? Because only countries like Brazil, Europe, they have strongest laws to avoid pollution. So uh, you can't make a fair things.
Yeah, it's so important. I think companies, for me, companies have a huge responsibility because they have money, they have power, resources to make real changes. So yeah, very good, Luis. Thank you for sharing. And okay, I think maybe you have uh, I don't know, but I think we don't have more time, unfortunately. This subject it's so how can I say the we need to make more uh, I don't know, to make it create the sentence with a lot of vocabulary and it's hard, to create. But yeah, it's a challenge to talk about. It's good to uh, to learn from you guys, to hear another opinions. I think it could be so healthy, and because this, I like to be here and to talk a difficult question in English. It's even more difficult for me. So I would like to know your opinion. What are your opinion about the subject and the conversation, Lucas?
For me, this conversation has very educational. I enjoy it a lot. There has a lot of information you didn't know. So thank you, guys. This topic is very important to discuss because the way we treat the planet will be reflecting in the future, right? Like you said, it's a little complicated for me to describe it in details due to vocabulary issues, but I really enjoy it because it introduces new words. Thank you, Ayla. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Luquinha. And then you said a good word. I so appreciate it to thinking about the future of the generation. So yeah, so very good. Thank you, Lucas. Eleni, I know you was a challenger. You was in French, now in English.
Eu vou falar em português, eu não consigo falar
No
isso em inglês,
problem,
não.
no problem.
Eu acho que é bem atual, né? Assim, complicado para a gente que não domina a língua, mas a gente está vendo aí a reunião, né, da COP aí tocando. É algo bem delicado, é lindo, né? Quando coloca lá escrito nos tratados, nos acordos. Agora, quando a gente vai para a prática colocar isso, né? Na nossa sociedade, na indústria, ou a gente mesmo, né? Um beija-flor trazendo um pouquinho aí para
Uhum.
tentar perpetuar as próximas gerações, aí a gente tem que olhar, né? E tentar de alguma forma, né? Ou através do reciclagem de lixo, alguma coisa a gente tem que fazer, né? Bem, eu gostei do tema, muito bom.
Very good, Eleni. Very good. And I totally agree. I really hope that promise from this country become a real action. No, just a beautiful speech, like you said. So yeah. Diego, could you share a little your opinion about this subject, the
Yes,
conversation?
it's difficult to speak this subject in English because it's not common for us in our um, environment. As I don't know, almost of us using I study English for job purposes and this kind of stuff, and speaking and talking about climate changes and this kind of discussion is not so common, but help us a lot because it's important for us dominated the whole language, not just one part of it. Okay, and I really like this topic. It's difficult because sometimes you have different opinions, but this place is a self place to put our opinion. Okay, to talk about what we think, what why think in this way, and I really like. Congratulations, Ayla, to choose this topic.
Thank you, Diego. Thank you a lot. And Luis, your opinion
Ayla, thank you
to
for much for the
finish.
thank for the topic, for the subject, and for me it was a very struggle because I'm very rusted in my English, in my speaking skills. I'm back to talk and talk, and I love to hear about real people talk about real topics, you know. So for me it's amazing. So it was was an amazing immersion.
So very good. Thank you, guys. Guys, I would like to thank you all again for coming, for your time. Okay, okay. So I hope see you next time. And bye bye, guys. Take care.